Good morning, Kasturians, and welcome to video number 4 of chapter Electoral Politics. In this video, we will see how the reservation for SC and ST candidates is done and how the reservation is provided to these candidates in the Lok Sabha and in the district and local level of government, and we will see the Election Commission of India. So let's start. In the previous video, the need for reserved constituencies, why the need is there, it was discussed. So in continuation with that, the reservation is provided for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people belonging to these two, and if a constituency is reserved for scheduled caste person, so only someone who belongs to the scheduled caste can stand for elections or contest the elections. Similarly, those belonging to the scheduled tribes can contest an election from a constituency reserved for ST or scheduled tribal people only. When we see the Lok Sabha, the district level and the local level of governments, some seats are reserved for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. This number is in proportion to the share of these scheduled caste and scheduled tribal people in the total population. Let's talk about the numbers. In the year 2012, 84 seats were reserved for the scheduled caste and 47 for the scheduled tribe people in Lok Sabha. Thus, the reserved seats for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe do not take away the legitimate share of any other social group. This system of reservation, it was extended later to other weaker sections at the district and local level also. Like in many states, you can see the seats in the rural areas or the panchayats and the urban administration, that is the municipalities and municipal corporations or the local bodies. Some seats are now reserved for other backward classes as well, along with the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people. Now we will discuss about the voters list. This voters list is actually a list containing the names of those who are eligible to go and cast their vote in the general elections for selecting their representatives. Once the constituencies are decided by the Election Commission, the very next step is to decide who can and who cannot go and cast their vote, which is an important part in a democratic election. So the list of those people or persons who are eligible to vote is prepared, and it is prepared much before the actual time of elections, and this list is given to everyone, which is officially called the electoral roll or is commonly known as the voters list. This preparation of list is an important part because it is linked to the first condition of democratic election, kya ki the democracy provides equal opportunity to everyone to go and cast their vote, thereby making everyone accountable. So this we have discussed earlier also. All the citizens and human beings, they have their own needs and views. That's why all of them, they deserve to have something, or they deserve to have an equal say in decisions that can affect them or their neighbors or their surroundings. That's why everyone deserves to have an equal say in decisions, and everyone deserves is given the right to vote. So it is this right to vote that falls under universal adult franchise, and which provides all the citizens above 18 years of age, irrespective of any sort of discrimination, can go and cast their vote regardless of their caste, religion, gender, social status, educational level. they can go and cast their vote. Now, how the voters list is maintained? See, the ultimate responsibility to prepare and maintain the voters list is with the government or the government agency, which is known as the Election Commission of India. Like every time in the new elections, some voters or some new persons, they attain voting age, so the names are added to the voters list, and the names of those who have moved out of a place or those who are dead are deleted, and a complete revision of the list takes place every 5 years. This is done, why this is done? To ensure that it remains up to date. ठीक है. Now we have Epic Card. Epic Card is the election photo identity card. It is a sort of identity card which has been introduced by the Election Commission of India to help and identify the voter and prevent bogus voting or fake voting. So in the last few years, this system of election photo identity card, that is Epic Card, it has been introduced, and the voters, they are required to carry this card when they go out to vote, so that no one can vote in their name or in their place. And the card is not compulsory for voting, but the voters, they have to show many other proofs of identity like the ration card, driving license, Aadhaar card, even the PAN card also can work. It is to reveal the identity of the voter, whether the voter is a real voter or a fake one. Just to let this figure know exactly, we use this technique. Then we have the nomination of candidates. The electoral system of our country, it provides no restrictions on anyone to contest the elections. Anyone can come and contest the elections. For this, we need to go and fulfill the documentation process and other legal requirements to be appointed and nominated as the candidate or to be nominated as a contestant in the democratic elections. So anyone who has the right to vote, that is, who is a citizen of India, can also become a candidate in elections. The only thing or the only requirement is that the person who is going to contest the elections should not be less than 25 years of age. Also, other such restrictions are there, like the restrictions on criminals and other political parties, but such conditions, they are applicable in very extreme cases. Like we can see the political parties they also nominate their candidates who get the party support and symbol, and the party's nomination is often called party ticket, and the candidate has to fill a nomination form and give some money as a security deposit. Also, apart from these two requirements, some legal declaration needs to be given, like educational qualification of the candidate should be mentioned, the details of the assets and liabilities of the candidates and their family and their relatives. If any serious criminal cases which are pending against the candidate are there, then they have to declare those cases. Whatever information is provided by the candidate, it has to be made public in order to provide an opportunity for the voters so that they can make their own right decisions. And on the basis of the information provided by the candidate, in the electoral roll, it is a voters list which is prepared using door-to-door survey to include only the bona fide voters and minimize the role of bogus voters. That's why universal adult franchise, everyone or every Indian citizen of 18 years or above. They have the right to vote irrespective of their caste, creed, and gender. So that's all from our side for today. In the next videos, we will conclude this chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.